Hello and welcome back to the What is K-pop podcast, where in which I will discuss all things K-pop. Today we're talking about a climb. Sorry, that was evil. Oh my. So in yesterday's episode, which I literally just recorded, I put in the description about my Tesco story, so I'm just going to quickly run through it here. The condensed version. So basically I went to Tesco last night with my parents because I said to them I wanted to do the weekly shop. And my parents were like, okay, ha ha, funny, you can't do a weekly shop because you would freak out. How about you do half of the shop? And we'll be around in case you get overwhelmed, right? So they gave me the list, but they gave me the list in sorry, there's a nice cream truck. Thinking that I knew my way around Tesco. Mind you, I've not been to the Tesco in my town for donkey's years, so I don't know where the gluten-free bread is. I don't know where the washing up liquid would be, what aisle. Honestly, when I've done the shop in the past between me last going in physically and yesterday, I had done it online, so I just typed it in washing up liquid or gluten-free bread or croissants or this, that, and the third. I would do it like that, not trying to search for these things. So we ended up spending £300 because I got a little bit wappy and put in a load of stuff I probably didn't actually need. And now I have to wait for my clothes. Yeah, shame. Sorry, Mr. Ice Cream truck is being loud today. Also, there are two different ones that go down our street, and it's a really creepy tune that one makes, but the other one is actually alright. So yeah, we're talking about Kim Sung Jae today. Yay! So obviously, if you want a quick preface of triggers, we are going to be talking about murder, drug use, alleged overdose, that sort of stuff, stuff that maybe you might not want to hear about right now. Okay, sorry. So, Kim Sung-jae, he was born on the 18th of April 1997. 1972! Oh my god, I can't read. 1972, and passed away on the 20th of November 1995. He was a South Korean singer, rapper, dancer, and model, known as a member of Deuce, and on the day he actually passed away, had just debuted as a soloist. And Deuce was an early influential K-pop and Korean hip-hop group that gained fame in the early 1990s. In the original cut of the episode, I did talk a bit about Deuce. So they did put out a few albums and stuff, and I think they were famous-ish. But I will say that I know more about Kim Sung-jae and his passing than I do anything about Deuce. So I don't know if they are considered pioneers of what we know K-pop are today. But I'm sure their music is good. I just don't know too much about them, unfortunately. So yeah. So, several months after Deuce decided to disband, Sung-jae released his debut solo album, As I Told You. His solo debut track has been covered so many times by so many different people, and it was on the 19th of November 1995. He performed in the album's title track the same day on an SBS music program and returned to his hotel room with his girlfriend and members of his crew. And the following morning, he was found dead in his hotel room. Initial hotel reports attributed his death to myocardial infarction, which, if you don't know, is a fancy name of saying he's had a heart attack, caused by overworking. However, it was later revealed through an autopsy that he had 28 needle marks in his arm and traces of animal anesthetic in his system. It was speculated at this point by the police that it could have been an accident. It could have been an accidental overdose. However, with speaking to Sung Jae's mother, it was quickly found out that Sungjae was actually right-handed, and you can't really do that. You can't inject drugs into your system with your non-dominant hand. I know for me personally, my non-dominant hand, like, I I I don't really do anything. Like, I don't catch with it, I don't eat with it, I don't, like, I sometimes open doors with it, or I'll hold things, like a bag in my left hand, but when, like, you just don't really think about what you use your non-dominant hand for, So I'm just, like, kind of struggling to know, but, you just don't really think about it. I don't know what's wrong with me, today. Yes. So, also, as well, the police suspected that he had suffered from sudden manhood death syndrome, which is something that happens to men from about the age of 20 to 50. That's like the age range of like quite a lot of the cases where in which a man will just die without any real reason. Sometimes it can happen in babies by a condition called sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS, in epilepsy sufferers. They can also pass away during seizures as well. So that is an interesting piece of information for you. It's just that they don't get enough oxygen to the brain, so who unfortunately just passed away. Anyway, that was a bit dark. Suddenly went dark. But yeah, no, the needle marks were in his right arm, so immediately it was the theory of like an accidental overdose was like thrown out. But it became a criminal case when his girlfriend of 2 years became a suspect. Sung Jae had tried to break up with the 25-year-old a couple of days before his death, and the police suspected that she purchased the anesthesia with the motive to kill Sung Jae with it, but she said that she bought the anesthetics with the plan to commit suicide after failing her dental exams, but changed her mind and threw it away. But I'm like, how did it end up in Sung Jae's system then? In his right arm when he's right-handed? Like, please do tell us how that happened. I'd love to know. So she was initially sentenced to death, but appealed with the help of her family and a witness that obviously was brought into the case, suddenly backtracked his facts and the evidence that he brought, or they brought, I should say, and the case was dropped due to a lack of evidence. There have been quite a few, like, programs that have been tried to have been made about this case, but unfortunately, like, she sued the companies behind it and the courts approved the banning of the episodes, and unfortunately those have never been released. And apparently his girlfriend is now reportedly a dentist and is actually married to a doctor. Yeah, she got plastic surgery to hide herself, and then she changed her name. So yeah, no, that is actually very annoying because Sungjae won't ever get like justice for this. I'm trying to find a little if there is any more. Was this the same thing that I like clicked on before? No. It was kind of a similar one. Yes. Unfortunately we probably won't see much justice for it, which is like the problem with South Korea's justice system. But I mean, there have been so many kind of cases, or like things like that that have been kind of by the South Korean police force. But I think it's better that we know about these things, and that if those people do end up getting out, that we can, that like future, like if they apply for a job, then like will like the employers might know, and then like not be inclined to give them a job or something, and like kind of prevent them from being able to like get back into society. Like, this woman shouldn't have been able to marry a new person without that person knowing exactly who she was, or be able to get a job where she's like people facing, especially a dentist. Like, dang, son. Yeah, like animal sedatives, that's rough, man. Those are rough. Especially if it was like ketamine, because that's like known as a horse tranquilizer. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that I feel like a lot of K-pop fans just sort of learn about, and then they join everyone else's apathy of like, ugh, they're let out. Oh, why? The justice system's a joke. And that we're all like, yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, don't really know what to do. Just shrug, just kind of gotta try. I don't know. I do agree with the thinking of a lot of people, and also like the original courts thinking that that woman perhaps didn't want Sungjae to move on, so then she kind of did the classic thing of, if I can't have you, no one can have you, which I'm like, great. You just can't let someone go and like live their life properly. But yeah, thank you as always for listening to today's episode, and I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. I actually don't know what I'm going to talk about. I'm actually probably going to record tomorrow's episode. Tomorrow's episode for when it goes out for you. Tomorrow for me. Which I know said today's date, Wednesday, the 23rd of July, 2025. So this will go out on the 6th of August. Thank you as always for listening, and I'll talk to you guys again very, very soon. Bye.